Yo guys, what is up? I'm Tim. This is the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. I first want to announce that me and Justin are going to be starting a website, and if you're interested in writing, you don't need experience or anything. It's not a paid position. Comment below, and we'll get more details as we get closer to launching the website. But what an incredible game we just saw with the Saints and the 49ers. The Saints came into this game 13-3. The 49ers were also 13-3. Technically, the Saints were 14-3 after last week's game. And you want to talk about one of the most incredible back-and-forth games that I've ever seen. We just saw it as the 49ers come away with a 36-32 win. Obviously, my prediction on this game was not correct, and I'll take blame for that. I did not think Alex Smith was going to be able to make the big throws, and he certainly was able to when it counted. Now, let me go through this game. First quarter, the 49ers got out hot. Vernon Davis caught a 49-yard touchdown pass from Alex Smith. David Akers tacks on the extra point, make it 7-0. With 41 seconds left in the first quarter, Michael Crabtree caught a 4-yard touchdown from Alex Smith. David Akers made it a 14-0 game. In the second quarter after that, David Akers hit a 25-yard field goal to make it 17-0 Niners. With 9 minutes and 32 seconds, Jimmy Graham caught a 14-yard pass, and the Saints were finally in business as John Casey added on a field goal. It was 17-7. With 4 minutes and 9 seconds, Marquise Colston caught a 25-yard touchdown pass from Drew Brees, and at that point, 17-14 is the score that it would go to at halftime. And I just looked at that and I thought, man, it was a nice start for the Niners, but their offense has slowed down. Alex Smith is sort of more managing the game now. They're not taking enough risks downfield. The Saints are just going to win this game, and we're going to end up looking back at this and saying, wow, I can't believe they were even down 17-0. But in the third quarter, I mean, this was, as much as the first quarter was dominated by Saints turnovers, the third quarter was just bad offense, two teams that really were not trying to take a risk, because the Saints, with Drew Brees, he had so much pressure on him throughout this game, really did not have enough time to take too many risks. And the Niners, I mean, this is what I said the Niners were going to have to do. They were going to have to get a lead, and they were just going to have to hope that they could hold it. And that's what they were doing throughout the third quarter. They were not taking risks, because I felt if they took those risks, it would not have paid off. They would have made some turnovers, and ultimately, they would have lost the game. And instead, with 10 minutes and 36 seconds, the only score in the third quarter was a David Akers 41-yard field goal. David Akers is a guy who has had some trouble in the playoffs. Obviously did not have that happen today. In the fourth quarter, with 13 minutes and 8 seconds left, John Casey hit a 48-yard field goal to make it a 20-17 game. With 7 minutes and 36 seconds, David Akers hit a 37-yard field goal, and it was a 23-17 score at that point. With 4 minutes left, and this is the point where I thought this game is really going to turn, Darren Sproles, the lightning bug, caught a 44-yard touchdown pass from Drew Brees as John Casey added on the extra point to make it a 24-23 game. And Darren Sproles, I mean, this guy is just so fast. He's such a weapon out of the backfield. He's not a great running back, but he's a great weapon to have out of your backfield. And they really utilized him today when a lot of people thought that he would get shut down by this strong defense, by the guys like Justin Smith, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, and the list goes on. Deshaun Goldson, who, by the way, had an interception today. Guess who interviewed him this offseason? I did. You can go check that out on our channel. But let me get back to this game before I get too sidetracked. Alex Smith, 28-yard touchdown run. Just an incredible play drawn up. And I think that great quarterbacks normally win in the playoffs. And we know that Alex Smith is not a great quarterback, but they have a great coach, and it's a great team that they have there together. That defense, the running game, it's a smash mouth style. And Alex Smith did what he had to do to win there. And with that 28-yard touchdown run, the two-point conversion did fail, so it was 29-24. I felt you left too much time on the clock for Drew Brees, and that came back with 1 minute and 37 seconds left. Jimmy Graham was just an absolute monster. 66-yard touchdown catch from Drew Brees. He broke off a few guys. I think one was Dante Whitner, who tried to break up the ball, and it was 32-29 at that point. They added on it a 2-point conversion, which was very simple. Drew Brees passes to Darren Sproles right next to the pylon, and I just thought, you know what, it's been a great fight for them, and it's going to come to an end here with 1 minute and 37 seconds. But one thing in my mind did say, they're only up by 3. You can certainly get in field goal position with that much time left. And what do you know, they did a little bit more than that. Vernon Davis caught a 14-yard touchdown pass, which was an absolute bullet from Alex Smith. And the San Francisco 49ers, I was calling them the 69ers at the beginning of the season. I did not think that, I thought that they would win the playoffs because they were in a weak, or go to the playoffs at the beginning of the year because of this weak division. But ultimately, this is a just tremendous team. The Saints not being able to get a running game going really cost them today. The fact that they were playing from behind quite a bit of the game, or actually all of the game until like the last 2 minutes, did not help them at all. And they had some nice passes, but when Drew Brees throws the ball 63 times, you got to have somewhat of a mix. And that's what we saw last year with the Packers, mixing in James Starks with Aaron Rodgers, that was able to make them so successful. 4 touchdowns and 2 picks today for Brees, and those 2 picks really came back to hurt him. Justin Smith really forced a lot of that pressure up there today. He had a tremendous game. Alex Smith, on the other hand, the guy that all of us mocked, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be it. All the years that we've talked about Alex Smith and said he hasn't been a #1 quarterback, and he's still not, but the fact that the year that he actually does good might be the year that the Niners don't do enough to win a playoff game, and the year that they say, okay, you know, all our other holes are filled, we're going to draft a franchise quarterback now. And Alex Smith just silenced me. Alex Smith will be back now essentially as their starting quarterback next year. Just a tremendous game. Frank Gore had a huge run in the 4th quarter. Only had 89 yards in the whole game, but he also only had 13 carries. Vernon Davis, probably the MVP of this game, either him or Justin Smith, with 7 catches for 180 yards. Just a huge day out of Vernon